Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another First Descendant video. So today I have my SERENA build ready. I know I'm a little late, but I was testing various things and I eventually ended up not using MP collector after all. Also notice the doggo is unequipped because the new doggo Vesper's hunting dog fills up your ammo and I don't want him to do that while we are showing you the different skills. This is a sort of hybrid build where I'm also relying on the gun because she has a lot of benefits and perks for guns that she's holding. So I wanted it to be like a mixture so that you're not just using the skills and dive bombing and hitting the enemies. If you are in there, you can use your gun, you get some benefits of that. And the gun we'll be using is the Ancient Knight. This is her gun, main gun, pretty much made for her. So we'll be using that. Now, let's go over the main four skills and how they work. With the first skill, in fact, let's actually show you the build page. Why not? So this is the build page. I'll explain how I balance the range and cost and cooldown and all of that. And let's first look at the skills. So skill 1, this is fire and singular called Sacred Flame. It fires flames in front of her in the direction of the crosshairs, deals damage like a big damage number, and then it inflicts the status Repentance. Repentance is the same as burn with the guns, and this is basically a tick damage. Enemies will burn for 10 seconds. If you look on the right hand side under Repentance, 10 seconds, skill power times 8.5%. Okay. It also reduces the fire resistance, and you also get some ammo back if you shoot at them and they're inflicted with the status. Okay. Now, if a teammate is standing in front of you, they'll get some health back. Okay. So this is how it works. So let me reduce some ammo in the gun. This is why I dismissed the doggo, because doggo also fills up the gun. So total we have 400 bullets. It fills up the bigger number, the second number, the total general rounds that you are holding, not the magazine. Okay, so first Q, damage, tick. Now if they're taking the damage, you can notice the ammo in the gun is increasing, 284, 296. 262, 274, 290, 310, 334, 370, 80, 400. We are back to full ammo just by shooting at the enemy that was inflicted with the Repentance status. Okay, so this is why I said this hybrid build with gun use is quite interesting, because she gets a lot of benefits of using guns. All right, so that is the first skill, straightforward and quite handy as well. Second skill is called Ascension. This reduces the gravity and she jumps up, and well, not doesn't jump up necessarily, but her wings open, and then it reduces the gravity. So if you jump or if you press the third, you'll fly up in the air. It increases the grapple hook charge time, and depending on the gun that you are holding, it gives you certain perks based on the ammo type. So with general rounds, you get an increased chance of multi-hit and multi-hit damage by 50%, both of them. Impact rounds give you MP recovery on critical hit. Special rounds give you AoE damage and so on. Okay, so I have the Ancient Knight. This is a general rounds gun. This gives you multi-hit chance and multi-hit damage if we use the second ability in the air. Okay, so let's have a look at the gun. I've already shown this a couple of times. 30% multi-hit chance and 0.918 times multi-hit damage. So this is based on the modules that I've used on the gun. I've already covered this, but if you wanted, have a quick look. This is the setup for the gun in case anybody wanted that. And the rolls and the cores here. Okay, so 30% multi-hit chance and 0.918 times multi-hit damage. So we start with third and we go up in the air and go up a bit further, and now we have 98% multi-hit chance, 1.768 times multi-hit damage. 98 because we get 50, and we are also using the Inversion Reinforcement perk which got fixed yesterday to get another 18%. So 30% was on the gun, 50% from her second ability, and 18% from here. So we are up to 98%, almost 100% chance of multi-hit damage. Okay, so that is 1, 2, and 3. Now the third ability also gives you a reload on your gun. Okay, so we're up to here, 82 again. Okay, shoot, 82 again. And you can also dash, fly, and that is your third ability. Okay, let me give you the official description, let's say. So basically, she shoots up in the air. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention. If you are standing next to the enemy and you press the third ability, she'll shoot up and she'll do AoE damage. Look at that. They are sort of thrown around here. In the air, she will dash in the direction. So if you're looking up, if you're looking forward, if you're using forward, so you can get some practice and fly around comfortably. Okay, so on the ground, if she takes off, this happens. Okay, so that is the third ability. Did I miss anything? So reloads the gun. Okay, so that is the third ability. Now the fourth ability, this changes with the Divine Surge Transcendent mod. Okay, and the normal one has a lot of benefits to the gun based on our health. This one, we have the basically the knockback effects and the blaze and all of that. So let's sort these guys out. They are all over the place. Okay, now if you're just standing here and you press the fourth, she'll dash forward and she'll leave a trail of fire sort of behind her and hit them. They'll be knocked back, and because these are immune, they should stand up after that. Okay, so they'll stand up, they'll take tick damage, and behind you, you'll be doing damage if there are any enemies nearby. Now you combine all of this and you press your second, third, and you dive down here, go back up again, dive down again. So this is how you do, and you do a big damage, tick damage, people behind you will take damage. So yeah, just a lot of skill damage. And they have nerfed the visual effects, and it's still kind of very bright sometimes. So Repentance, you see Repentance making a second appearance. Repentance is also the tick damage from the first ability. You get the same thing on the fourth one. You also get Purifying Blaze, which is the trail behind you. And you have collision damage, you have landing damage, things like that. All of that does damage. Okay, so that is basically it. Let's also talk about the passive. So passive here increases your air attack, explosive attack if you're using the rocket launcher, accuracy increases on your gun, recoil is reduced, damage reduction while airborne, all of that. So you have certain benefits for just being in the air. And if you are in the air, notice the passive icon next to the fourth one, the small one on top. So that appears whenever you are in the air. Okay, so those are the skills, and now let's discuss the mods and what I've used and what I've compromised and things like that. So okay, so Divine Purge, mid-air maneuvering. Now I've used focus on singular, focus on fire, because we are using the, actually let's talk about the reactor components. First we have burning singularity reactor, so fire and singular reactor, and I have gone with skill cooldown and fire skill power boost ratio. Ideally, you may want skill cost and cooldown. That is the best one, but cost is not as important as cooldown. So I got good cooldown, so I kept it, and we have fire power boost ratio. If I find a skill cost and cooldown, I may take that. It won't make a big difference. You get like a 4% max gold roll on the cost. So this is fine. I'm getting a little more power. I don't mind that. The components, I've gone 2 pieces of Ascending Armory and 2 pieces of the Hunter set. I have very bad luck when it comes to max MP. So you can see I only have a blue 126. I just can't get the max MP on my sensors. Even with the Slayer set, I'm still not able to get like a gold max MP. Anyway, MP recovery in combat, max MP, and MP recovery modifier on the memory. These are the things you need. As you can see, I don't have that here. I've put them here because again, the content in the game isn't that hard. But if you have that, that will be the ideal setup. On the processor, doesn't matter. HP, you can have shield recovery, toxin resistance, anything like that. Here, max MP, MP recovery in combat, MP recovery out of combat on this one, 2 HP rolls. And over here, you want defense, MP recovery modifier, and max HP. So that is the general setup that you want. Again, I just have these crappy components, but they do the job. The 2 pieces of Hunter sensor will give you a 4% cooldown, and the 2 pieces of Ascending Armory will give you 6.5% skill cost reduction. That is kind of important. And on the reactor, we also have cooldown. So going back here, focus on singular, focus on fire. These are also giving us cooldown. and we also have nimble fingers and MP conversion, giving us cooldown, 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 cooldown. These two also give you power, obviously. And then we have fire amplification and singular skill power, singular amplification to give us more singular, and fire power to give us more power, obviously. Now, this reduces the crit damage. She is somewhere in the middle. She has 10% crit rate. Crit damage is okay. So I've made her with non-crit, like we did with Bunny. So it's basically the same style. And also Freyna. So these two mods for power, these two for power and cooldown, these two for cooldown. And then we have strong mentality and maximized efficiency for skill cost. Now, you can use the other one, which gives us a lot more skill cost, maximize conservation, but it also reduces our skill power by 20%. And I did not want to do that because, as you may know, there's a bug with the repentance. It goes down to shows 0 but still does damage. So I wanted to avoid all of that. Plus, I just feel like the first ability isn't that strong, so I wanted to keep the power. Anyway, so we have these two for skill cost, and that gives us a where is the skill cost? 31% reduction in the skill cost. Okay. What else do we have? Then we have skill expansion for range, and we have and HP for HP. Now the range here for Serena, for her first ability, if you go down where it says explosive damage range, radius 7 meters, radius 16.8. Max is 150. We are well over twice that. Okay, we are 200 plus on that. Our fourth ability, the radius here goes up to 250%. We are just under at 19.2. 250 would be 20 into 15. Okay, we are 19.2 into 14.4. Close enough. I'm okay with that. If you are not happy with that, what you can do is you can drop one of these amplification mods, reduce a little power, and add another range mod like amplification control. This one here. Okay, so you could do this and you will hit max range. Okay, in fact, you're well over max range. So I decided to keep the power and reduce the range a little bit. So where was what was I using that? Fire amplification. So yeah, in my testing, I prefer this. Slight reduction in range is not that big a deal. So if you see here, we're getting basically 240% range, and max is 250. So we are good there. I'm happy with it. Anyway, now skill cost. Let's look at the skill cost here. So with the first ability, skill cost goes down from MP cost goes down from 18 to 10.7. On this one, it goes down from 30 to 17.8. Ideally, I wanted to reduce the cost by half, but had to compromise. I don't have the cost on the reactor. With that, we should be able to get a little closer, but it's not making much of a difference. I'm okay with that thing. Main thing I wanted to reduce was the cooldown. So if you look at the first ability, our cooldown has gone from 15 to 1.5. That's a 90% reduction, max reduction. Okay. For the second ability, we have gone from 3 to 0.3. For the third ability, from 15 to 1.5, and the fourth ability from 25 to 2.5 seconds. So our abilities will be available. That is the setup here. So we got the cooldown adjusted. Skill cost could be better. Range could be slightly better, but those two things only need slight improvement when we are good. Okay, so that is the build and stuff. Let's look at the Arche Tuning. So Arche Tuning, I have set it up like this. Like I said, hybrid, some for the gun, some for Serena. Now this one is bugged, as you may have heard recently. So I'm trying to avoid that for now. And once they have patched this and improved it, we'll come back and revisit this, because obviously adding Arche boards for so many descendants is bound to happen. Then there might be one or two mistakes. Like imagine the mass behind each of these builds for all the descendants. Anyway, so what we have done is we have gone straight for the cooldown via this route. We are picking up a lot of MP. We have duration. Yeah, duration I have not added a mod, so this will not get added. Now the reason for not adding duration is we are getting 10-second duration on our repentance. Do we really need more duration? Like if you get it to 12 or 13 seconds, does it really matter? You'll be spamming your first and killing them, or you'll be dive bombing with the fourth or shooting with the gun. you'll not shoot it once and stand for 10 seconds watching them slowly take over and die. So I did not see much point in adding duration here. However, with the Arche Tuning, trying to get to the cooldown, we have to go through these. So these are kind of wasted here. So if you press V, you'll see we have, where is the duration? Duration 0 time. So in 6.6, we would have received 6.6 if we had duration somewhere. But I did not want to waste a mod slot for duration when we don't need it. So you make your way up here, then you come down, pick up all the enhanced skill power, go right, pick up the range. We are not taking the skill power here because we already have decent skill for most of the content. And then we go this side to pick up some more skill cost, or 3 skill cost, 3 range, and pick up all the enhanced skill. This one gives a decent amount. Now notice this one gives us 500 skill power. This one gives us 643. But this one costs us 5, and this one only cost us 1. So this is a better deal. That's why I skipped this one. I thought, yeah, this is a bit unbalanced and we don't really need it. So yeah, that is fine. There are going to be some improvements and adjustments and fixes to the board, because think about this. This is 643, this is 500. Why waste 5 points on this one? Anyway, so this side is for Serena. This side we have gone for the gun. Now our gun is not great at weak points, but we have to go through here. So we've added that. Other way we would have gone through here, and Colossus, we don't have Colossus roll. Affinity wouldn't work. So instead of wasting all of that, I decided to go here. We don't want reload because Serena's third can reload. So we'll go up here. We'll take a little bit of accuracy. This gives us 100% accuracy even on the ground. When she's flying, she gets the further accuracy buff, but on the ground also you'll get that. We pick up more firearm attack all the way up to hit. So that is for the firearm. We don't want multi-hit chance or anything. We are already at 90% multi-hit, so we are good. We don't need any more multi-hit chance. Plus, when we are shooting from air, we get multi-hit damage stacks with the gun's fourth ability, the unique ability. So we don't even need this. So this is basically what I've come up with the Arche Tuning. I'm happy with this setup, and I have tested this, like I said, in the 400% dungeons and in the Sigma sector. Now, one more thing I wanted to mention is in the 400% dungeons, a lot of times you are going through narrower corridors. Today's dungeon was Unknown Lab, and there's a lot of narrow passageways. So I was thinking to myself, why do we need a lot of range here? So you could make some adjustments based on that if you wanted. But this one setup will work for all the mobbing, 400% dungeon and all of that. So yeah, this is fine for me. I'm happy. I did not see any limitations that was making me think, oh, maybe I should do this. I need skill cost. I'm losing MP or something. And if you are running out of MP, you can drop down and pick up one of the ops. So yeah, this is my build for Serena. I'm happy. I just need to get better components. These external components are pretty bad. I hope you have better max MP and definitely MP recovery modifier, because if you have the MP recovery modifier, this one here that we can't use, you'll get good benefit, and that will all help. More MP on her and MP recovery out of combat, in combat, she'll just get better, and we have picked up so much MP, so it balances out. We have, how much do we have? 327. I have tried other setups and I was getting about 400 as well, so that is plenty. And if you have good recovery and in and out, so you'll be gaining that very quickly as well. So it's not really as big an issue as I thought, the recovery of MP. So yeah, here's the build again. This is the setup I have, and I did not want to use the minus 20% skill reduction mod. So this is the compromise I've come up with. I'm satisfied. It's working well in my testing, so I don't mind. And this is the gun setup here. Again, I've discussed this in detail, so I won't talk about this. You have a separate video if you wanted that information. And the Arche Tuning over here. And oh yeah, let's not forget the inversion, which I always forget. Inversion, I'm using the aerial maneuvering radar. And also keep in mind, when you use skills, then you get this quantum domain, and this gives you range and skill power as well. So we are making up for the lack of range from here as well. I've also used the selective neurostimulation. This gives us MP every 45 seconds, one of the 3 effects. So we get some MP, so we are getting MP from here as well. And because we're using the gun and we have multi-hit on the firearm, we are also using strike point amplification, which gives us weak point damage. Not that important, especially aiming for the head from midair high up in the air is not that good, but yeah, I have it here. This reduces the incoming damage as well. I mean, you can pick something else. You can go for the fire rounds if you're going for the Sigma sector, and other rounds based on the faction that you run into. So you could use these and skip this one if you wanted. Or if you're not using the Ancient Knight, then you can do that. But yeah, that is my Serena build. Thank you for watching as always. Let me know what you think. I'll try and work on the Void Erosion Purge build as well, but I'm also interested in checking out the other guns with multi-chance mod, because that is kind of exciting, and I wanted to build some guns like the Fallen Hope and other things. But yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.